Hi, I'm Dr. Jackson Crawford. I specialize in Old Norse, language, linguistics, literature, etc. at the PhD level, but for my master's worked on Indo-European linguistics more broadly, and I remain in close contact with questions in Indo-European linguistics as well as many of my old colleagues and friends who studied that with me, such as Professor Tony Yates at UCLA. On Sunday, Professor Yates and I will be interviewing Dr. Nick Patterson of the Broad Institute, a geneticist who was one of the authors on the new paper on the origins of the people who spoke Proto-Indo-European. The science of archaeogenetics has been advancing in rapid strides, especially in the last 10-15 years, and Dr. Patterson has been absolutely on the forefront of that, among other achievements, having been part of the team that sequenced the Neanderthal genome. Now, I am very interested in the responsible scholarship around these questions, which can shed a lot of light on the unexpected stories behind, who was in what area, who was probably speaking what language based on what linguists can reconstruct, or based on sometimes a constellation of linguistic, archaeological, and genetic data. So Dr. Patterson will be an excellent resource, and those of you on my Patreon on Sunday can participate live in that conversation, potentially post questions if there's a little bit of time toward the end. And of course, we have many other live conversations on Patreon, interviews with great experts, including Dr. Tony Yates also. So check that out if you're interested. If you're on Patreon, you've got the link to the conversation, and I'll hope to see you there. And if you have an interest in this and you want to watch some interviews we've already done on the subject, Harvard's Daniel Tabin has done 2 interviews with us about the subject, once with my good friend and colleague Dr. Luke Gordon of the University of New Mexico, where he explained kind of just the basic overview of archaeogenetics, a little bit about its methods and conclusions, and then a long, in-depth video about the methods for those who are interested in the biological science itself. All very interesting material. So big thanks to Daniel Tabin and Dr. Nick Patterson. And again, Patreon, hope to see you Sunday. All the best for now from beautiful Jackson County, Colorado.